What's going on, guys? R9 here, and as you can see, we're back on Pokemon Online, but this is a different kind of video today. This is actually a top 5 list. And you might be thinking, wait, there's 6 Pokemon cards on the screen. Why is this a top 5 list if there's 6? I'll get into that in a minute. But my top 5 list for today is my top 5 favorite black and white Pokemon cards. I know that we just started the X and Y series, so I wanted to take a look back on the black and white and tell you guys which cards I like the most. So at number 5, we have Plasma Klinklang. The reason I picked this is because I really like Steel type Pokemon, with Cobalion being my favorite Pokemon other than Charizard. But Cobalion is my favorite Pokemon, and it's a very nice card too. So yeah, I played this in my Cobalion deck. It prevents all damage from your Steel Pokemon by attacks of opponent's Pokemon EX, and that is a really good ability, and that is why it made my top 5 list, and there you go. That is number 5. At number 4, we have Absol. You might be thinking, wait, why Absol? Absol is not that special. Well, it was a key part in me winning a couple of matches that I didn't think I was going to win, and it took a turn to be one of my favorite cards of black and white. It came out later in the set. I think that's Plasma Blast. I'm not 100% sure, but I think it came out later in the black and white series, so it came after a bunch of really good cards, but it helped me out quite a bit. So with the Mind Jack ability, it does 20 more damage for each of your opponent's bench Pokemon. So if you're playing against a Plasma deck, it does so much. They always have a full bench, so that's 20 times 5, or 20 plus 20 times 5. So that's 120 for two energy, and you can move them around. In the Darkrai deck that I was using them in, it did so much, and it was a key part, and it became one of my favorite cards. That's why it's number 4 on the list. So at number 3, we have Mewtwo. The reason Mewtwo is at number 3 and not at number 1 is because it's kind of overused. I don't know. It can go into any deck. It's colorless. I don't know. I kind of got tired of it, but it's still a really good card and one of my favorites. With the X-Ball ability, it does 20 times the amount of energy attached to both Pokemon, and that is a really, really good attack, and it does so much damage, and it can be splashed into any deck. Very versatile, but that kind of brought it down a little bit because of the overuse and seeing it so much, but it is a very good card. That is why it's number 3. Alright, so at number 2, we have Cobalion EX. Like I said, it's my favorite Pokemon besides Charizard, and as a card, it's not really that great, but as a deck, it was my favorite. It was my absolute favorite deck to play. I won a fair amount. I lost more than I won because it wasn't the most competitive deck, but to me it was fun. I really liked one energy and taking out a special energy attached to the Pokemon I'm going against. So if it was a Mewtwo with a DCE, I could take off the DCE and it'd do 40 less damage. I don't know. It was just a overall fun for me to play this deck. And I really enjoyed the Devour Durants and the Agrons and all that stuff. So yeah, that's why it made number 2, and it's my favorite Pokemon. And at number 1 is Darkrai. Dark Cloak is one of the best abilities I've found on a card that isn't an item. So for each of your Pokemon that has a darkness energy attached to it, it has no retreat cost. So if you teched in a Keldeo and put a dark on it, you could rush in, back out into something else, and do more damage, and you could take hits with Keldeo. I don't know. It was just very versatile. And Night Spear. 3 energy for 90 damage and you do 30 to a bench Pokemon. So you got that 90-30 snipe. If you got a couple hits off with Absol or something like that, and you jumped in with Darkrai and they retreated and they only had a little bit left, you could Night Spirit out, and I don't know, it got me out of a lot of pickles. It got a lot of Pokemon knocked out that probably wouldn't have been if I didn't run Darkrai. But yeah, it's the most competitive deck I've ever played. I learned it the most. I played it the most. Well, besides the Cobalion, I played it the most competitively, and I won the most with it. So yeah, that is why it's number one, and yeah. Alright, and for this Yveltal, the 6th card in the top 5 list, X and Y just came out, and this is my favorite card. This right here is the best card. It's kind of like a Mewtwo with the Evil Ball, but it does 20 more damage than Mewtwo can. So if you're 1v1 or a Mewtwo, you're going to have the upper hand. And it's dark, so it splashes right into my Darkrai deck, and it made it super competitive. It made it one of the best decks out there. It's god tier right now. Yeah, that is my top 5 list. This is my special add-in here. But if you guys have a top 5 list for the Black and White series, please leave them in the comments below. I'd like to see what everyone else thinks. And if you guys like these top 5 lists at all, please leave a like, and I will keep doing these. I'll figure something out to do for top 5 decks or something. But that's about it for now. Till next time, later.